Greetings, everybody. This is Morning Eggnog. My name is James Swan. With me, as always, Caleb.
Good morning, everybody.
And I realized last episode I said, with me is normal, and that's not normal.
What's not normal?
Me saying this, you're with me is normal. You're always with me.
Pretty much.
Never mind. I did the intro wrong last week.
Oh, it's okay.
Amongst other things.
Amongst other things about, not recording.
He's still bitter. I go back and laugh at that all the time.
Yeah, he's 1 in 15% of the time. I'm making random things up. And 1 in 15.
It could be 1 in 15, yeah.
Yeah, he forgets to push the record button on. Well, I guess if you considered your cameras and stuff, it would go up. Your percentage would go up. But the main recording computer, he's forgot to hit it twice in 30 episodes.
30. Speaking of which, this is our 30th episode. Congratulations to us.
Confetti.
We
balloons.
did something consistently.
Consistently?
I just wrote consistently.
Consistently.
So, Caleb, why don't you start us off?
Okay. So, yesterday, my wife and I started a competition. We are both going skiing in March, and we're super excited about it. But we're both slightly more heavy than we want to be. We'll say it like that. So we started a competition, the first one to lose 30 pounds. And the reward for the first one to lose 30 pounds does not have to plan a trip.
Ooh. Because neither of you like planning trips?
Neither one of us. Do you like planning trips?
I don't mind it. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But, I don't know. Like packing. People hate packing. I love packing.
I don't mind packing. It's the planning.
And then organizing. Granted, you have 3 children to corral and figure out a destination that would work for 5 people.
So not only do you have to plan your destination, you have to plan their destination.
And what they're going to be doing.
Not necessarily. You just got to make sure whoever's watching them keeps them alive. That's kind of my goal, is whoever I give these children to must keep them alive for at least the amount of time we're gone.
Normally, moms and dads are pretty good for that.
Yeah.
Unless they're not available. Then you have aunts and uncles. They're slightly better. And then grandparents are the worst because they...
spoil them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess you have, sisters and... I guess the aunts and uncles is what you're talking about. Brothers and sisters.
Sometimes they're... I don't know. I want to be... I'm the fun uncle where I let them stay up till 4 a.m. and then give them sugar and stuff.
So he's the one that nobody gives his children to, and he does that
Pretty
on purpose.
Much.
So that's the goal, is we're both shooting for 30 pounds, and then we're not going to... Whoever reaches 31st does not have to plan the special trip. Because, the really cheap flight place.
Oh, Spirit?
Spirit. They do $25 deals every now and then.
$25 for a plane ticket?
Yeah, for a plane ticket to Florida or somewhere like that. So it's $50 per person.
That's scary.
To go there and back. I think what they do is they just want butts in the seats.
I guess you got to pay for jet fuel somehow.
Exactly. So I think they would rather be here, $25 you get on the plane, and you get 4 people, that's $100, and that gets them that much farther. Yeah. But anyways, so they'll go deals like Florida or in Colorado, California, and different cool places like that. So the goal is to
hit one of those times.
To hit one of those times and go for a trip.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really sweet. Because I went to Florida. I think it was $90, but I flew down to Florida and then drove a car back when I was 16.
You drove a car back?
I didn't drive because my mom didn't let me. But I went down with 3 other guys, and then we drove 2 cars back for old people up here.
Oh, you bought the cars from Florida?
Well, we didn't buy them. They were just... These old people had a house down there, and that's where they left their cars. Well, they were moving, or they just wanted their cars up here in Ohio.
So they sent a bunch of young guys down to drive back.
And then I remember going 80 on the highway in a minivan.
Ooh.
Going downhill in neutral.
Oh, it
was a fun time.
Yeah, that is an excellent place to buy vehicles if you live in the Midwest. Is anywhere south
and west, because you want
south and west
because you want drier climates.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily drier climates, because there's a lot of things inside of a vehicle that can go bad in drier climates, O-rings and different things like that.
True. But you don't have as much rust.
You don't have as much rust, but really the rust does not come from moisture. It comes from salt.
True.
Like we're just ridiculously salty here in the Midwest.
Yeah, we whenever it snows an inch, there's an inch of salt on the ground.
Yeah, and so instead of just recently, at least seems like in the past 10 years, instead of just sprinkling salt on the roads, they now have this grind, and they spray it on the roads, and I think that's even worse than the salt.
You just need to wash your car consistently. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees outside. Let's go wash the car. And he raises his hand.
Well, when you have an indoor garage, you can do it with a floor drain.
Oh, well, that is nice, because then you can use just a bucket of water.
But the worst part is you only have like 2 feet on each side, so you get wet.
If you do like one of those special, where they do weird things on Facebook and like glue sponges to their gloves.
Exactly.
You could do that to your shirt and be like,
exactly.
That was me rubbing my body on a car, just so those who are listening, not watching. You missed the part.
Going back to the topic.
No.
How are you planning to lose 30 pounds? That's a pretty hefty goal.
Yeah, it is a pretty hefty.
What's the time limit? Or is there a time limit?
There is really no time limit.
Okay.
It's just, I would say March would be the goal.
Okay.
So
currently September. We'll check back in March.
Yeah.
That's when we'll do our next podcast. We'll take
see
a break.
because that's when the ski trip is.
Okay.
And it would be nice to have an extra 30 pounds gone before I go skiing. So that's an extra 30 pounds. I don't have to try to carry down
not collide into a tree.
That's some extra inertia I could do without.
Running into a tree, man.
Yeah, but I'm super excited because it's actually in Colorado. We're going to the mountains, so the Rocky Mountains to ski. So that'll be the first time doing that. And it'll be the first time skiing since I was like 16.
I've never been skiing.
You've never been skiing? There are some great mountains up in Michigan. I shouldn't say mountains. There's some great snowing hills.
Pretty much, yeah.
Ski hills and I keep wanting to say Montana and Michigan.
There are actually mountains in Montana that you can ski on.
Yes.
And that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I remember going up the Red Lodge Pass and looking down the professional ski slope.
And going, nope.
And I didn't even want to get close to the edge, let alone think about going down it with a pair of skis.
And then there's an 80-degree angle.
And look, you can see Canada from here.
If you mess up, you might be in Canada when you're done. You hit that ramp just right.
You can do like an airplane.
You'll be in Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about going 130 miles an hour on a pair of skis here. We're going to hit this ramp at about 130 miles an hour, and we should be flying into Canada around noon.
At an altitude of about 343 feet. We're a low-flying aircraft.
We're a very low-flying aircraft.
Oh, my gosh.
Especially those guys with the giant skis.
Yeah.
Oh, my
insanity.
God. They actually have a place that you can do that in the summertime.
Really? I guess it's cold enough.
Well, no, it's not that. Oh. It's designed, it's got like rollers. Roller bars, and so you can actually do the jumps, and so that's how they practice when there's no snow. And then they have I think they have those cushion pits they can go into, but that way they can practice through the summertime.
Interesting. I should go rollerblading more often or roller skating more often, and then I would be more prepared for skiing.
No,
really,
that's ice skating.
Okay,
no, skiing is a totally different. If you tried to rollerblade like people ski, you would look
really smart.
Yeah.
Get a couple poles. I could go cross-country skiing. That would probably help.
Yeah, but cross-country skiing sucks.
Because you have to use all your arms.
Well,
all two of them.
You have to have a special coordination with your legs and your arms.
Oh.
And so...
Again, I've never done either, so I can't really say anything.
So, for instance, when I got to the bottom of the hills, I would be when I first started, I'm like, okay, now what do I do?
I got these big shoes on.
Yeah. And luckily you can pop them off. They're pretty easy to pop off. But then you have these really dorky...
Hawk around?
No. But I mean, eventually you learn how to move in them and you look really dorky. and it's fun.
Well, cool.
And you hurt really bad the next day.
I can imagine.
So
you said this. You're saying this as your last experience. It was at 16. You still hurt the next day.
I remember being in pain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to try it anymore.
No, it is super fun. Skiing is fun.
What do you think the fastest you went skiing is?
How fast I went downhill?
Mm-hmm.
I would say at least 30.
Oh my goodness.
Because at one point I was just tired. It was nighttime and I was getting tired, and I'm like, I just want to get to the bottom. So I tucked them under and just did the whole ski thing, and when
That's crazy.
like the wind starts whistling loud enough you can't hear anything else. like
well, I hope no one yells anything.
And as a 16-year-old, I did not have regular snow pants and stuff, so I wore all Carhartts out skiing. So I was that redneck dude with Carhartt bibs and a Carhartt coat. And the thing about snow and Carhartts is eventually they stick to each other. So it looks like the abominable snowman going down the hill.
Oh my gosh. And you're like, and I just wore like Ray-Ban sunglasses.
That's not even Ray-Ban.
I wore some Walmart $2 sunglasses.
Exactly, that if I hit anything, or they probably froze to my face. So yeah, it was good times. Good times.
Now, see, I don't have anything quite as funny as that. But this is the list of the top 14 Kickstarter projects, the most funded Kickstarter projects of all time. So the numbers, you don't look at.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the Pebble Time smartwatch. I'll read a little bit about it, and then you can estimate on how much it was funded.
Okay.
And how many backers there were.
Okay.
Pebble is a small electronic watch made back in 2000. Oh, crap, I didn't even have that. Good heavens, it should be all right here, but it's not anymore. 10 days of battery life. We're back on Kickstarter.
Good night.
But it's really pretty sweet, but we're going to start over now. Anyways, Pebble, so the number one item on this list is the Pebble Time smartwatch, made back in February 2015. And it was a little smartwatch, and it was innovative at the time. If it was made today, it probably wouldn't even crack like $100,000 on Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the first ever, I think, crowdfunded smartwatch. Now, apparently people wanted smartwatches because how much do you think this is the top grossing item on Kickstarter?
Okay.
I'll tell you how many backers it had. 78,000 backers. So 78,000 people pledged money. Guess how much money they
Okay, I'm going to guess that most people would have spent $10 would be my guess as a general. So I would say I would just go throw out $1 million.
Times 20.
$20 million?
The Pebble Time smartwatch raised $20 million on their Kickstarter project. Yeah, you read that right. By today's standards, this smartwatch is simply archaic, but back in 2015, it was cutting edge.
Yeah, because you've never heard of it, which is sad.
It is sad. I actually have heard about it. Our friend Alex Yoder had one, and I think Sam still does. And so what's going on with Pebble now? Well, they sold to Fitbit in 2016.
There you go.
For a mere $40 million.
Mere $40 million. Wow.
But Fitbit was only in it for Pebble's software and not the hardware, and shut down the support for the watches in mid 2018.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, not really. A bitter end for once a good story. A bitter end for a once feel good story, much like my first marriage. That's what the article says. Okay.
So with Kickstart, do they have to pay the money back?
What do you mean?
I'm not familiar with Kickstart.
So Kickstarter is you say, hey, I have this goal. I want to make this thing. And you have a promo video normally, and you post what you want to do about it, and then there are reward tiers. So if you pledge $10, you get this much. If you pledge $20, you get this. And so
okay, so there's benefits for the pledge.
And you also sometimes, depending on how much you pledge, you get the item depending on how much it would cost to manufacture or whatnot.
Gotcha.
So the number 2 highest grossing, did you see the price?
No, I just saw a
It's the coolest cooler.
Isn't it Yeti?
No. It's coolest. And this thing had a built-in blender.
Yeah.
It's the coolest cooler. It had this cooler was packed full of techie features, way ahead of its time. It had a radio, a blender. It was a cooler. Oh, what else? I think it had a battery pack so you could charge your phone and stuff.
And run
I think it had a radio. It's not giving me a whole list of everything on it. But guess how much that raised? Let's see how many backers it had. It had a total of 62,642 backers.
Okay, so if the first one raised 20 million, I'm going to say 10 million.
13,200,008. Well, I screwed that up. So 13 million people pledged. I can't say numbers apparently. I can't remember. He's a prime minister, or I'm going to screw that up. But he's a high-ranking official in some country.
Mm-hmm.
He might even be the president of that country, or what they consider president. He can't say numbers.
Oh,
It's really funny. I'll have to look it up. There's whole compilations of him trying to say numbers.
oh my goodness! I bet that's hilarious.
Also, fun fact: this is Caleb's third time wearing this shirt on the podcast.
Yep. My work shirt consists of 2 colors.
I just realized it because in our Instagram feed,
It's always orange.
it's always orange.
Yeah.
So guess what the third highest grossing or highest raising Kickstarter was?
Chick-fil-A.
Pebble 2.
The Pebble 2?
Yep, the Pebble 2 watch.
Wow.
So they just probably, I'm assuming they updated it a little bit. Guess how many people, or guess how many backers it had, first of all.
58,000.
Close. It had 66,000, so a little less than the first time. And guess how much money it raised?
10 million.
$12.7 million, which is quite a bit less than the first time.
Well, yeah, because it's
But
not a
still
novelty
ridiculous
anymore.
and much. It's still so much.
It's still so much, but it's just the novelty is wearing off at this point.
So number 7 on the list, made back in 2012,
Okay.
Pebble e-paper watch.
We're still going with this?
The article says, "Are you freaking serious again?" Yep, Pebble had 3 of the top 5 Kickstarter projects of all time. For those
My
keeping
gosh.
score at home, they raised over $43 million in crowdfunding total between their 3 projects. They sold their company to Fitbit for $40 million, as they said. And so their valuation is not very good, though, because they made $40 million on Kickstarter, and then they only sold for $40 million.
But how much did they make in the process?
Who knows? Probably quite a bit.
That's what
I
I'm
would assume.
See, that's the thing right there is, yeah, they may have only raised 40 million and they sold it for 40 million, but how much did they make in the process? That's the thing.
Okay, so we're going to pause for 2 seconds. I'm going to show Caleb this video. This is the jacket, the Beerbacks video. It was made in July 2015, and it had a total backing of 44,949 people.
I would say 9 million.
Did you see it?
No.
9.1 million.
Ah, yes,
you.
I got one of the digits right.
But yeah, it's a jacket that has 15 different products in it. It has a neck pillow built in, a thing for your eyes so you can go to sleep.
So we're going to post the video?
I'll link it down in the description. You can watch it. It was the most interesting. It was a very interesting, well-shot video. So
it's pretty sweet.
That's one of the reasons. Now, the last one I'm going to cover is a game called Exploding Kittens.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows this one.
I never played the original. I have a stupid version of, not a stupid version. I have the kids' version of it, so it's more clean, I guess. I didn't know there was a difference. I didn't know there's a good version, a bad version, good version, a bad version.
I didn't know.
Neither did I. But this was a crowdfunded card game that people seem to enjoy. I still have never played it. And the article says,
wait. You own it and you've never played
no,
it?
because nope. I just bought it recently.
Oh, okay. Well, game night. You need to have a game night again.
Have a game night. If you've never played Exploding Kittens, I have one question for you. What the heck is wrong with you? Even though it's number 9 on the list, Exploding Kittens is arguably Kickstarter's crown jewel. Not only did this insanely fun game raise a ton of money, its creators delivered the game to 22 22,000 to 220,000 backers on time. And it's now
That's cool.
run a thriving game company. So something that's really interesting is the coolest cooler people, number 2, they raised the second most amount of money on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
$13 million. I think it took them 5 years to get the coolest cooler to everybody.
Oh gosh.
So I think people were a little upset.
I would be.
So, but that's just brushing the surface of it. There's 14. I'll link the description. I'll link it down in the description if you want to check out all 14 of them. But it was just an interesting thing because I watch a guy on YouTube, iDubbbz, and he doesn't do it much anymore. But when he first started his channel, he was doing it. That was what his uploads were. It's called Kickstarter Crap.
Oh.
And so he goes through all the stupid things on Kickstarter. And some of the things he goes really in on are backed like they have a bunch of money. Like one was called a Zen egg or something like that, and it's just a wooden egg. But like the way they build it up is super pretentious, and they're like, this will get you through all your problems. Cure depression. It's like, what the heck?
This egg.
And the thing is, after they come out, he orders one and then reviews it.
So what do you do? Shoot yourself with it? Or
I don't...
ends all your problems. It'll make you...
That's terrible, Caleb.
Sorry, I just went a little dark there.
But I don't know. Then there's one. A lot of people are like, fund my gaming channel.
Oh gosh.
So they need like $20,000 for a computer. Well, there's this one guy who's like, I won't be able to work if I'm going to focus on this, so I need like a year's salary.
No.
So he was trying to raise $50,000, and like $5,000 was going to go to all his equipment and stuff, and then the $45,000 was for him to live off of.
In his mother's basement.
Yep, or attic.
I'm sorry. It just...
But there's a ton of people that did that, and he made fun of him.
Yeah. I'm like... If you're asking for money so you can play computer games, I feel like you should be arrested.
Yeah, well, if people contribute, maybe.
They should be arrested.
They should be arrested.
Fool me once.
I'm an idiot. The first time.
All right.
All right, so Caleb, you were going to... Oh, crap, now I can't remember what you were going to talk about.
Okay. So, James, are you ready for November 12th?
Sure. I mean, what's November 12th?
November 12th is the day that streaming is changed again. We won't say forever, but we're going to say again. It's going to be changed again. It's when Disney Plus platform comes out for the first time.
And up until this point, so to watch movies before, you had to either go to the theater.
Yes.
And then we upgraded to the library. Then...
the library.
I don't know which came first. I'm going to sound like an idiot. Then we had Blockbuster. Then I don't know which one killed Blockbuster, whether it was Netflix or Redbox or both.
I think it was both.
And then Redbox is kind of relevant because you can get brand new movies that just came out for pretty relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Netflix, and that murdered the competition, except for Redbox is still kind of around.
Yeah,
then,
except Redbox is like $2 a movie now instead of $1.
But it's still cheaper than renting it on Google Play.
Do you remember when Netflix first started? They would actually mail you you the movie.
We talked about this on This Podcast is Lava with Chris Pierce. He still has a DVD from Netflix.
That's funny.
And so this is definitely going to probably kill Netflix. Because Hulu came out. Hulu's cool because it has TV shows that are just coming out and are not on Netflix. And but Netflix and Hulu, if you want no ads, Hulu is I think $11.99, and Netflix I think is upping their price to $13.99.
Yeah,
I don't remember. What's the new competitor, Caleb?
So Disney Plus is coming out, and I'm actually very excited for this because it's going to come out with all the Disney classics
and all the new Marvel movies that they took off Netflix,
and all the Marvel movies they took off. If you're a Marvel fan. They're also, all the Star Wars are going to be out. So,
I guess, they would own the back catalog of Star Wars.
Oh, yes. They
bought Lucas.
They own Star Wars. So, I think it was $7 billion they bought. They bought the
Lucasfilms
out.
Did they make it back yet?
I'm guessing they're probably very close.
Probably, because each movie, I think, at least made $1 billion.
Yeah. So for instance, they're going to have the original Star Wars. They're going to have the trilogies. Both trilogies are going to have the new ones coming out, but they're also coming out with original shows. So they're coming out with
The new. Oh, looks sick.
The Mandalorian.
That looks so sick. It's a new bounty hunter show.
It's about a bounty hunter. And
Dog, the bounty hunter, is actually in the suit. his hair's hanging out.
It's like hanging out from under the helmet.
He's about this tall, though. Anyway.
That would be... You can see the sunglasses through his visor. It's a brother. Who are you?
I'm Dog.
So they're coming out with The Mandalorian, which I think is sweet. I really, really, really want them to make a free realm game where you're a bounty hunter.
That'd be sweet.
I
think
think
RPG kind of.
Well, yeah, RPG, like Skyrim, where it's this giant, huge world that...
And then you have to go around and collect bounties.
Yeah, like I particularly think it would be awesome if you started off with like really crappy weapons, just like everybody else does, and a really junky ship that you're constantly having to fix.
That'd be fun.
And then of course, as you go along, you can update your ship and all this different stuff. And so you can do like battles in the sky and all these different things, which I don't see why we can't do that.
I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original, you could do all that.
Yeah, and
except it wasn't free roam, obviously.
Yeah, it's not free roam, and they have the like excuse me, my food is talking to me inside my body. The Old Republic. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
You just burped and lost your train of thought.
Yes, it happens to the best of us.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was trying to think of the name, and then I burped, and then I still couldn't think of the name. Where you can actually go, and you can, there's different scenarios, and you do those different scenarios. So I really am hoping they come out with a game like that eventually. It would be really cool.
What was the last Star Wars game you played that you enjoyed? Is it the new Battlefront?
I like the new Battlefront 2 after a year of updates.
That's what I heard. It's good after... What was the other game that came out that was horrible? Fallout 76. It's getting better.
Mm-hmm. They're the people that they listen to the gamers screaming at them because they're doing dumb things, and then they go, oh, we should probably make it better, so that way they like it better. And it has. It's gotten better and better. And I liked the gameplay somewhat.
It's a gorgeous game. I
Absolutely
still have not
gorgeous.
played it. It's downloaded on my Xbox. I got it for free. No. I got it for $7.
It is a beautiful game. The gameplay's good. It gets, like any other shooter, it gets...
To unlock this, you must purchase it in real life.
Well, not anymore.
I know.
But yeah, that's how it was rolling.
That's a joke.
But anyway, so back to the original thing. So they got The Mandalorian coming out. They're going to have the Clone Wars. I don't know if you've ever watched those.
I have not. I watched a couple episodes, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, excellent series. You should watch all of them. Because it really is excellent.
You should watch all of Breaking Bad.
Maybe. And
Phenomenal show.
So they have that coming out. So they're going to have the Star Wars, new Star Wars genres coming out.
Yeah. It's a bunch of Star Wars, and Disney basically owns half of the market now. The second they buy DreamWorks, which is owned by Pixar. Is DreamWorks owned by Pixar?
I don't know about that.
Well, Comcast owns half of anything anyways. So Disney's going to buy Comcast and then own the world.
Yeah, basically they're going to own entertainment.
And then you need to buy Nestle, then you'd own half our food. I don't know.
Pretty sure Disney is the new Antichrist for most people.
You're right. They're ruining Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest problem is they should have never continued the original story.
Yep. They should have just been like, hey, so here's a whole thing that's new and is neat.
Yeah, because I think when they go off and the beaten trail and do something different, I think they do well.
We talk about this on This Podcast is Lava with Aaron Ayers. We talk about how Sam and him are kind of upset about, not upset, but after the movies came out, Lucas actually had writers come to him and say, hey, can we extend the universe? And He's like, sure, I have to approve it, but sure.
Yeah, that's
And
what
then-
I love about Lucas. He wants you to come to him and go, "This is
I
my
have this book."
idea,"
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "I like that idea. Go for it."
But I don't like this part and this part, but this part's really good. And so I'm assuming that's what he did. And so I think that's what, so that was canon.
Yeah,
And then Star Wars was like, or Disney was like, so all that stuff that people worked on, and you know what? No.
yeah. It's no longer.
And so I think that's what
Technical
upset
canon.
people. And then we could talk about the whole Disney park. Anyways, Disney Plus,
Yeah, Disney Park kind of flopped, didn't it?
Star Wars, I guess I should say. The Star Wars extended thing, because they made it, I watched a video about it, and they were talking about how they made it for the new movies, and how that was
Oh.
a really bad idea because nobody that likes the new movies has money to go there.
Yeah. Well, not that many people like the new movies.
That too.
I mean, because if you think about all the hardcore old style fans, they just don't like the new movies as well as the old movies.
Because it's mostly nostalgia based.
Exactly, it really is.
Because a lot of people like the prequels because it's nostalgia based.
And then the Millennium. I mean, you put the Millennium Falcon in, everybody wants to go see the Millennium
Everybody
Falcon.
wants to
But
see the
if you
Millennium
don't do other things like pod racing.
Or the Ewok.
Or the who
Or-
doesn't like a good Ewok?
Or who doesn't want a picture with Jar Jar Binks?
Everybody.
Everybody doesn't want a picture with Jar Jar
I shouldn't say
Binks.
that. If Jar Jar Binks was there, I would want a picture with Jar Jar Binks. Just
Now
because.
I can't remember. Was he full CGI?
Yes, he was full CGI. It was basically.
Everything is better with practical effects, man.
Could you imagine the Marvel movies if that was true?
Thanos just looks real weird.
Could you imagine the ships coming out of the wormholes and stuff in the
It's
first
all like
Avengers?
stop animation.
It's like, oh no, here they come!
Anyway,
So the explosions would be epic. What happened to Pittsburgh?
so Disney Plus is going to be absolutely
Taking
phenomenal.
down major building. Disney comes in. We need to buy this building. Why? Because we're going to destroy it.
Then they mess up the take. Ah, crap.
Well,
So they go next door. We'd like to buy this building.
I guess we can say thank you to CG effects because we now still have Pittsburgh and Detroit and everywhere else they filmed. Oh,
gosh.
wait.
And Georgia. Oh, Detroit. Savage. Detroit. We love you, Detroit. So Disney Plus is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But then they're like, so, we have all these TV shows and movies you like. That's going to be awesome. Everyone's
Exactly.
going to love it. Also, you can watch TV on our service.
Yes, and the best thing is the price. $69 a year.
Oh.
$69 a year.
See, I thought it was $6.99 a month, so that's why I was confused.
But you can actually do
$69 a year.
$69 a year.
Yeah, that's a meme. Anyways. I said meme. Don't you stop it.
Anyways, so we're gonna say $70 a year. Because I'm pretty sure it's
After
like
tax.
I'm pretty sure it's like $69.99. But I imagine they're gonna have different levels, like
Oh, yeah.
everybody does. But the starting rate.
You get HBO if you give $100 a year. You get Showtime if you get I don't know.
I don't HBO. No.
You don't want HBO. You don't want to see Dexter that's no longer on the air, or other shows that are no longer on the air, because you don't want to watch Game of Thrones, which apparently was great until season 8.
No.
Neither do I, because I never saw it.
So Disney Plus coming out November 12th.
It sounds like it's an ad read. Like we're trying to promote Disney Plus.
I'm not promoting it. I'm just excited about it. Because trust me, they're not giving us any money.
No, Disney, if you've heard of us, give us $1 to prove that you've heard of us.
If you'd like to buy us out,
we'll sell out for $1,000.
make it 2. Come on, don't
Sorry.
sound desperate.
You're right. I'm just desperate to get this investment back. No.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to cut this.
Just leave it all in. It's
Leave
fun.
it all.
Just leave it in. It's live.
Oh, my. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram for updates on what's going on. If you want to message us with questions, topics, or if you want to be on the podcast sometime, you can message us on Facebook, Instagram, or email us at morningeggnog@gmail.com. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and PodBean. And now you can watch Caleb in his third appearance with an orange shirt on YouTube. James
That's right.
Fox Podcast. Or in the link in the description down below or up above, depending on what service you're watching on.
If you have t-shirts, you mostly wear free t-shirts, so if you got one that you want to send us, I will wear your free t-shirt.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.